were discussing about friction in the previous class as well. So that we are doing in continuation. As we have discussed, friction is caused because of the intermolecular forces, and at times we need it at the times, because without friction we are not able to do so many jobs, and at the same time it is causing hindrance also at times. So today we have to study about that whenever we are moving on the rod, how it is going to help you, or what things you need to take care for avoiding the accidents, how friction can be of use at different places when you are on the circular motion. Circular motion means you are taking the curve. You are moving not on the straight rod, rather you are moving on a curved road. So when you are moving around the curved road, then what things you need to take care? Maybe you have experienced this thing also, that if you are cycling or even if you are moving on any other two-wheeler, bike, etc., you are recommended to slow down your speed whenever you take a turn. So while turning means while running across the curve, you are supposed to slow down your speed so as not to meet with the accident. So, or if you talk about the cyclist, if a cyclist is moving, if he is not able to reduce the speed, he is about to bend himself by some angle. So this is the first case coming with you, that is bending of a cyclist, that why it is bending and how it is helping you and how much angle the person should bend. All these things you should be aware of. Of course, we are moving around the curved road. That should be clear in your mind. I should say that you are not moving on a straight road, rather you are moving around a curve. So while taking a curve, when you have that circular motion with you, then what should be the angle by which the cyclist should bend? Bending of the cyclist is recommended simply to avoid the accident. Clear? Because it is helping you to maintain the balance. So what it is, this simple diagram you people can draw. These diagrams just to demonstrate you that we are moving around the circular path, and the circular road I should say. And when you have to make in your notebooks, you will be making this central diagram, this one, in which you are showing the x-axis, y-axis, and this is one wheel of the cycle, the front wheel we are showing, and the person here it is there. So the weight of the person is acting in the downward direction, mg. Normal reaction is coming in this way in the direction of r. And if this angle with the vertical is theta, we are supposing, by which the person is bending, then this angle is also theta. This is theta. It means I can resolve r vector into its components. Component along with the theta line, that is always r cos theta. Perpendicular to it is r sin theta. It means r cos theta is balancing the weight of the person, weight of the who is moving, riding the bicycle, and r sin theta will be providing you the centripetal force so that you can safely take a turn. So r sin theta should be equals to mv r square upon mv square upon r, small r, where if I take small r as the radius of the circle about which we are taking the circular turn. So small r we are taking as the radius, capital R we are taking as the normal reaction. Or if you want to avoid this capital R, you can always use capital N for the reaction force. You can use capital N also. So whatever way you feel comfortable, both the symbols can be used. So whatever symbol you wish, you may use, and you should be knowing for what you are using which symbol. So we are using small r for the radius of the circle. So n sin theta, that is equals to mv square upon r, and n cos theta, here if I am writing normal reaction as capital N, then I can resolve it into n cos theta and n sin theta. N sin theta provides you the centripetal force, and cos theta balances the weight of the cyclist, that is equals to mg. So if I'm dividing both these equations, I'm getting tan theta, it is equals to v square upon rg. Or from here I can find the theta, that is equals to tan inverse v square upon rg. So if we are taking the radius is more of the circle, then speed can be taken accordingly. This is the angle by which the person have to bend to make himself safe. So if you are reducing the speed, then of course theta will be less, otherwise you have to turn by the large angle. So theta has to be adjusted by the person to balance the things. So this is a very simple case with you. Diagram is very important in such questions. If it is coming direct question, it can be asked that find the angle by which the cyclist should bend towards the center of the curve to keep a safe balance. So that theta you can be asked to calculate for 2 marks, diagram and this these two steps, and then dividing, and you can find the theta. And basic concept should be clear to you that one component has to provide the centripetal force, that is equals to mv square upon r. We have derived this expression for the centripetal force earlier. So this expression you can use directly in this case. Clear with all of you, I think. So we can move ahead. Next case is, now I'm talking about a four-wheeler which is moving on a curved level circular road. Circular road, it means it is level road, and I want to make a four-wheeler to move. Like I will not be able to draw the car or the thing, so you can simply draw a rectangular box with the wheels you can draw, and then you can understand the things that it is a level road. It means road is simply plain road, but the curve is there, and that curve the four-wheeler has to move. So what forces will be acting, that has to understand. Then of course normal reaction always acts in the upward direction. Force means weight of the body is acting in the downward direction. Now the frictional force will be there because we want to make the body to move, and body is moving with some speed or with some velocity, I can say. Then some force will be acting in this direction, that will be provided by the frictional force. That force will be frictional force. It means centripetal force will be provided by the frictional force in this case, while the normal reaction is balancing the weight of the body. It means if I talk even about the cyclist, if the cyclist is keeping himself straight, then the frictional force of the road is going to provide the centripetal force. And then you can equate the things, that normal reaction, it is equals to mg, and centripetal force is provided by the frictional force, and we want to make a safe turn, then frictional force should be less than this value. Normal reaction means mu naught n, which is the formula for the frictional force with you, that is equals to mu r or mu n you can write. If you take normal reaction as r, then you will be writing the frictional force should be less than mu r. But frictional force, it is equals to mv square upon r. So I can put the value of frictional force here equals to centripetal force to get the safe speed with which the vehicle should move on the level circular road. For making this is just to give you an idea that this way the four-wheeler we are talking about, and for our simplicity we only talk about the front two wheels frictional force F1 and F2. Normal reaction R1 and R2 can be added to give you the total normal reaction of the vehicle. Of course it will be equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R4. All the normal reactions of all four wheels are to be taken, but for simplicity this diagram can be seen. And small r is the radius, capital R is the normal reaction. Then whatever way you wish, both the things you can write as we have discussed earlier, that mv square upon r should be less than mu s n, and mu n it is equals to mg weight. So I can write it as mv square upon r should be less than mu s mg. M and M will get cancelled on both the sides, and I'm getting V should be less than or equals to mu S Rg. Mu S is the static frictional force, R is the radius of the circular rod, and G is the acceleration due to gravity. So here is the importance of the frictional force is there in making of the roads, what materials we should use so that, and that is why maybe you have seen that safe speed limit is always mentioned on the roads. When you move on the highways, you can see the safe speed limit is written simply by considering the banking of roads, which we will be dealing with you in the next slide, and the friction. So friction is paying importance here in the construction of the roads, because if friction is not taken care of, then safe speed limit cannot be calculated. So this is the safe speed limit. The maximum speed should be equals to square root of mu rg, or it should be less than this, but it should not exceed this value, because if you are exceeding this value, then you may meet any accident. So that is why safe speed limit is always written when you move around on the highways. Or you can decide the value of the coefficient of friction by what speed you want to give on that particular road, and then that material can be selected. Of course, radius and gravity is already known. When you are doing the construction of the roads, all these things should be known, and so as to do the selection of the materials for the formation of roads. So this is very important question again. All these are direct questions to find the safe speed limit while moving on a level circular route. And if you want to draw with your own hand, you need not draw the car. You can simply draw the diagram like this, that you show the normal reaction, which is equals to mg. F1, F2 are the frictional forces of these two front wheels you can show, and you can write that F1 plus F2 it is equals to mu r, and r it is equals to mg. So you can say that safe speed limit should be equals to square root of mu rg, because m and m are getting cancelled on both the sides. Because frictional force is providing the centripetal force, that is the key point for this derivation. You should keep it in your mind that frictional force is providing the centripetal force. So the derivation steps are very simple. So you should be able to draw this simple diagram and write all these steps, and you will mention that frictional force is providing the centripetal force for moving on the level circular route. So I think it is clear. We can move ahead. This is again a very important topic with you, that I actually, when we are talking about the safe speed limit on the roads, circular roads, they are banked a little. Banked means banking of roads, you will write. I have not written here. Banking of roads means raising the outer edge of the road by such an angle. This is the level road. This is level road. We are simply raising the outer edge of the road by some angle. So means the same purpose is getting solved, whatever is by bending of a cyclist. So now the four-wheeler is not bending. So what is being done? We are doing the banking of the roads. We are raising the outer edge of the road by a small angle. That angle is very small, of course, cannot, maybe you may able to find it out, but that is practically not possible. So we are raising, now we are not talking about the level, this is level circular road, this is banked circular road. It means raising the outer edge of the road. This is known as banking of roads. You will write banking of road means raising the outer edge of the circular road from the inner, from one of this, from the level road we are raising. So this is a simpler diagram for demonstrating the raising. This theta can be calculated, tan theta, that will be equals to perpendicular upon base. Base will be the width of the rod, or you can be given in numericals the distance between the wheels of the vehicle. because that will be there on the road and that will give you this L and this will give you H. So I can write tan theta equals to H upon L. If in some numerical they are telling you a distance between the wheels, that can be taken to find the value of theta. So theta can be calculated in numericals if required, but otherwise when here we have to do, our aim is again the same. We want to find the safe speed limit. Now safe speed limit, these are two cases we are discussing. First case, we are assuming that there is no friction. You will write it down. This is the first case with you. In the absence of friction, we are assuming there is no friction, or we are not considering the value of friction. This is actually done practically because all the times friction is taken only for your safety. So even if we consider theoretically, values are calculated by considering that there is no friction. But obviously friction is there, so that also we will consider in the next slide. So in the absence of friction, if I talk about, then you can see this diagram that N is the normal reaction. If I resolve it into components, this theta will come out to be here same, and cos theta is balancing the weight of the body, and sin theta will be providing you the centripetal force, which is mv square upon small r, because capital R you can use for normal reaction also. So better you use small r for the radius. That you make sure. So n sin theta is providing you centripetal force, that is mv square upon r, while n cos theta it is equals to mg. So now if you divide these both, second equation by the first equation, you will be getting tan theta it is equals to v square upon rg. So if I decide that on this particular road I want make the vehicle to move with this particular speed, then theta can be calculated, and that is the theta, is the angle through which the road is packed, and the maximum speed which the vehicle can attain on that road as can be given by square root of rg tan theta, and tan theta will be given by h upon L. So L will be the width of the road. So width of the road, it will depend, theta will depend by how much angle you have to raise the road. So for the smaller roads, it means you have to raise by the large value and so on. So that you have to see while construction of the roads. So this was the first case. If I assume there is no friction, then you can simply find the maximum speed or maximum velocity, so that it is not getting skidding. Skidding means it should not go out of the way. Moving ahead. Now if we are saying that friction is available, if friction is there, then I have to consider the friction is there on the road like this. You have to draw the diagram for the friction. Along with the previous diagram, you have to simply add this frictional force, which is again providing you the component of the frictional force will provide you the centripetal force. If this is angle theta, then this angle is also theta. So if I resolve this kinetic friction into components, then I can write Fk cos theta, and here I am getting Fk sin theta. So you can see Fk cos component is in the same direction of n sin theta. So both of these are working to provide you the centripetal force. It means Fk cos theta and n sin theta, they collectively will provide you the centripetal force. So you can write the equation, that is yours n sin theta plus Fk cos theta, they are providing you the centripetal force. Fk centripetal force means mv square upon r. So this is one equation with you, and you can see that F sin theta is working in the same direction of the weight of the body mg. These both are coming parallel. So Fk sin theta plus mg both will be balancing this n cos theta. So your n cos theta, it is equals to mg plus Fk sin theta. Now if you want to rewrite this equation, you can write mg, it is equals to n cos theta minus Fk sin. So these two equations are there. You can So, divide these two equations and you can work out with the things to find. Our aim is again same. We want to find the safe speed by which the vehicle should move. We want to write it in terms of mu s. Then we will be talking about the maximum speed, that is v maximum square. V maximum square upon r, it is equals to n sine theta plus mu s n cos theta. So these equations, two equations are there basically, and you will be taking these two equations. Now again, if I divide these two equations, I am getting mv square upon r and divided by this mg, which I have written here on the right hand side, multiplication. That is coming out to be, this first equation means n sine theta plus mu s n cos theta divided by cos theta minus mu s sine theta. N is there in all the terms, in the numerator and denominator it will get cancelled, so I need not write n. Of course, if I take that there is no friction, then mu k is 0, then this is value is 0, then I will left with the same equation which I derived earlier. So if you wish, you can derive the first equation, that is maximum safe speed, it is equals to square root of rg tan theta, simply by the second case also. So it means when we are talking about frictional force, they are not providing the whole centripetal force. So if you are deriving at this speed, then you may cause wear and tear of the tires. That should be clear. Of course, diagram, if you want to make this diagram you are comfortable, you can draw this, or I am giving you one more diagram which I have drawn with my hand. So you can draw this diagram, which is quite simply, you need not draw the vehicle, you need not draw the car, I mean you have to draw only the front wheels of the car, and you have to show the angle. This angle is theta, then this angle is also theta. And if you are writing normal reaction by capital R, then you can resolve it into components r cos theta, r sin theta. Now r sin theta and f cos theta, they are in the same direction. They are providing you centripetal force. And this mg and f sin theta, they are equating r cos theta. So when you equate, when you divide, you are getting this equation, small m is getting cancelled. Now, if there is another method of writing the results, if I divide each term with r cos theta, then I will be getting this equals to tan theta plus f upon r, and in denominator I am getting 1 minus f upon r tan theta. But f upon r is what? That is mu. So I can write this result in terms of the coefficient of friction, that mu. So I'm getting v square upon rg, that is equals to mu plus tan theta divided by 1 minus mu tan theta. Or you can write v square, it is equals to rg into mu plus tan theta divided by 1 minus mu tan theta. Or you can write it square root of this will give you the safe speed v. And of course, if mu is 0, you can directly get the result that v it is equals to rg tan theta, or theta is to be this much. As I have said, theta yours is equals to, you can find by finding the tan theta, that is h upon b. And these are the equations which I have written again for your clarity, in case if you want. And this is giving me the optimum speed, because I'm saying that mu is 0. But this can give me the maximum permissible speed, which is always mentioned on the boards when you move on the highways, that you should not exceed that speed under any condition, because here we have taken both the things into consideration, friction as well as theta, by which the road has been banked. So I think this is clear with all of you, so we can move ahead. This is simply for your knowledge, as well as you may get the conceptual question on this, that friction, it is termed as a necessary evil. Why? Because it has negative role in many situations. like we are using more energy, more power in different machines. It is causing the wear and tear of the machinery parts and in the tires of the automobiles when we are moving on the highways. But if we don't have friction, then we will not be able to stop our vehicles. They will keep moving. We will not be able to walk. We will not be able to control the vehicles on the slippery roads. So friction is required at many places as well. It is creating harm at different places. So we need to increase and decrease the friction. Both are required. So what are the methods by which we can increase the friction? Simply by putting snow on the roads, putting sand on the roads, we can increase the friction. On the slippery roads, we can put some sand to reduce the friction. Similarly, we want to reduce the friction also. Like when the vehicles in the bicycle, we are using grease, we are using oil, lubricants we are using to reduce the friction, ball bearings because we are using to reduce friction because rolling friction is less. We are using thin air cushions between the solid surfaces to reduce the friction. Alloys we are making proper combination to reduce the friction, like maybe if you have read or we will be doing it in the chapter of solids, that we are using special quality of rubber. Rubber we are having of different varieties with us, and according to the need we use it at different places. We are making different alloys of that according to our requirement. Where we want to increase the friction, we are giving cuts, like in the soles of your shoes. You see, if the back of your shoes you are getting rubber is being cut into some shapes to increase the friction. Similarly, in machinery parts, we want to reduce the friction. So there we use different type of rubbers with us. So as we are using, it means for increasing or for decreasing the friction as per the requirement. So at places we want to increase the friction, at places we want to reduce the friction. So that depends what is our requirement. You will be writing methods of increasing friction also. This is one question is coming with you on the basis of whatever we have discussed in this lecture. You have to work it out. Question I'm reading for you. A train runs along an unbanked circular track. It means it is moving on a level route. It is an unbanked route. Radius is given 30 meter. Speed is given 54 km per hour. Mass of the train is given 10 raised to the power 6 kilogram. What provides the centripetal force required for this purpose? The engine or the rails? This is the first part. So what is providing the centripetal force? Of course, the friction that is due to the rails on the wheels of the train that will be providing you the centripetal force, as we have discussed in theory also. And what is the angle of banking required to prevent wearing out of the rail? So for that you will be using this formula, tan theta equals to v square upon rg. So now it means speed you will be converting it to meter per second. From kilometer per hour you will convert it to meter per second. Mass of the train, radius is given. You have to simply put the values for speed, which is coming 15 meter per second. It means 15 multiplied 15 divided by 30 into 10. 10 we are taking the acceleration due to gravity. This radius is given 30 meter. So you have to take care that all should be in the SI units. And then I am getting tan theta equals to 0.75 or 3 by 4. So theta you can write tan inverse 3 by 4, or you can leave it here. If you know the value, it's okay, you can write. Otherwise, you can simply leave tan inverse 0.75 will be your answer. That will be the value of theta. So this is one question. One more question is also there with you. Two bodies A and B are there. Masses are given. A body is of 5 kg, B is for 10 kg. They are in contact with each other and at rest on a table of rigid wall. This is rigid wall, means wall is not moving. A force 200 Newton is applied horizontally as shown in the diagram, and coefficient of friction is given in the question, that is 0.15. That will be only used if we make the blocks to move. So first part says, what are the reaction of the partition? Action of the reaction, forces between action and reaction forces between A and B. This is the first part. Second part is what happens when the wall is removed. When wall is removed, of course, the system will start moving with some acceleration. So that is the second question. First part, let us see first. That is, system is at rest. We are simply finding the reaction. So whatever is the force applied, reaction will be opposite to that. So force is applied towards right. So reaction force will be 200 Newton, but towards left. So I can write negative of 200 Newton. And action reaction between A and B, because A is exerting force 200 Newton on B, so B has to also exert the same force. So this is very simple part, first part, that when the system is at rest, this is coming out to be 200. Now the second question says, when wall is removed, does the answer to B change? Action reaction between A and B will change. This you have to answer. So we have to ignore the difference between mu s and mu k. Though we know that mu k is less than mu s, but in the question they are saying take the same value for mu s and mu k. It means whatever value is given here, coefficient of friction, that you may take as mu s or mu k as per your requirement. So mu k or mu s, that is given in the question 0.15. So whatever is given in the question, you need to keep that in your mind and you can use it further. Now you are applying this force, 200 Newton is being applied, but this partition is removed. So when this is removed, so the system will move with some acceleration, and that acceleration will be equals to 200 minus the frictional force. Frictional force means mu r. Mu r will be equals to mu m1 m2 masses of both the blocks into g. Mu r it is equals to mg. So you will be writing 200 minus mu r, it is equals to m into a, total mass m1 plus m2 into a. m1 m2 are given, so you can put the values and calculate the acceleration. So this is not going to be difficult. Once you understand, you are able to make the free body diagram. Now if we are talking about that A is exerting force on B, then you can find that equation, that 200 minus the frictional force due to the first body on the second body when I am taking, then I will be adding this force with which will be acting in the same direction of the acceleration, that is FBA, force on B due to A. And then you work out, now I am taking mass of first body, A of body, it means M1 only, and I can put the values to get the reaction force or the action force. They will be equal and opposite, but direction will be of course opposite. Magnitude you can find, that will come out to be simply by doing the calculation. You should be able to frame this equation, is important with you, that you should be able to frame. So once you have framed the equation, then you can do the calculations and you can work out with the things. So these type of questions you can work out on friction. Variety of questions can be there. Up to this. Thank you everyone.